is high enough. Bible fun, colortivity. I have some color pencils here. This one is, oh no, Jonah. So this is an image of Jonah. And we know that Jonah got swallowed by a big fish. Let's see if anybody's going to jump on the live. Form a fish. Hey y'all. Thanks for jumping on the live. Right now we're talking about Jonah and the big fish here. Thanks for the like. Do any of y'all still color and coloring books? Or do you think y'all gotten too old for coloring books? Hi, Jeffrey. Hey, Tunner. Hi, Vicky. Do you guys still color and coloring books? So I just wanted to, on some of my downtime, I didn't cook dinner, cleaned up the kitchen, and in my downtime, I wanted to go live. Hi, Jace. Hi, RT. Ya. Hola. Of course I do when I get bored. Yes, we still get into the coloring books. I'm very ready. Tunner, yes. So lots of times I know I still have some children on here. So I also wanted to have a coloring book that was biblical, something to be taught. So this one is Oh No, Jonah. Again, this is a representation of Jonah because he got swallowed by a big fish. Jonah had a job. God told him to go to Nineveh, but he didn't want to listen. So he got in his boat and he was going the opposite way. The boat tumbled, he fell in the water and got swallowed by a big fish. That's what happened. So let's go. In the beginning, God created the first man and woman, Adam and Eve, in the beginning, in the Garden of Eden. So this is the representation of Adam, the first man, and Eve, the first woman. And this comes from Genesis, the first book of the Bible. So then we're moving on to Noah's Ark. Thanks so much for the likes, guys. Yes, this exactly, Jace. This is why we should listen to God. There is always a punishment. God is the father. He is the parent. Just as our human parents, when we don't listen, there's a consequence. Either we get a spanking, we get our games taken away, TV, whatever the case may be. So that's what happened to Jonah. He got swallowed by that whale. But God always give us second chances as well. So he did not die, if you know the story of Jonah, or go look it up in the book of Jonah. So we're going to move on in this book with Noah's Ark. God told Noah to build a huge ark to fit 2 of every animal. When the great flood came, Noah and the ark were safe. Had Noah not listened, he would have died in the flood as well. So God made 2 of every animal, which was the man and female, or male. I said man, male and female, so that they can make more of that animal in the new world. Look at the dolphins. They're so cute. So God's promise in the sky. After the flood, the animals scattered across the land. The rainbow was a sign of God's promise to care for all life. The rainbow represents God's promise. How the world takes the rainbow now and make it for something else, right? So this is found in Genesis chapter 8 and 9 with the flood and them getting off the flood and God putting the first rainbow in the sky. What's the question? Tunner Sprunky. What's the question? You have a question? Curry. What are you thinking about? The rainbow? I see the views went down. They didn't want to hear anything about no Bible stories. What's the question? Let's talk. What you thinking about? Look at that lion. And I love the coloring books that has a story to go along with it. Yes, I love that. Especially the biblical ones. It's always a reminder, refresher. You got the question? No. Dalbly doobly. Hi, Jeffrey. Do you still color in the coloring book? So, any question about the rainbow? That's what we were talking about when God put the first rainbow in the sky after the flood. He promised us that he will never flood the entire earth again. I am coloring my lion's mane, and I am starting to get out of the line. Ew, this is Mufasa. So we're moving on from the first rainbow. Brotherly love. Jacob had once cheated his brother Esau. He was afraid to see him years later, but Esau forgave and hugged him when he came back home. And this is still in the beginning, the book of Genesis, chapter 27. So Esau and Jacob, they were twin brothers. Of course, in case you don't know the story, Jacob had cheated Esau because Esau was a hairy fella. So Jacob pretended to be Esau because their dad was blind. So he put a furry sleeve on and he went to his dad. And when his dad touched his arm, he thought that that was Esau. So he had tricked Esau. But years later, Jacob came and asked his brother for forgiveness, and he forgave his brother. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. A special gift. Joseph had a colorful coat made by his dad. His jealous brothers got rid of Joseph. He was sold into slavery in Egypt. Slavery, guys. Joseph, Joseph's brothers had sold him into slavery, and they went back and told their dad that they didn't have a clue where their brother was, or I think they said their brother got robbed, beat up, killed, something. I can't remember. I need to go back and read Genesis 37 so I could get the exact story. But y'all comment down below if y'all know. So Joseph had this coat of many colors that his dad gave him because he was a respectable son. His dad had 12 sons, right? And Joseph was the best, well-behaved, known to be the favorite boy, the favorite son. A coat of many colors. What are you guys up to? What are y'all doing? So I'm coloring this coat of many colors. This is in the representation of Joseph. And a beautiful coat his dad gave him of many colors. And you can find this story in the book of Genesis, chapter 37. Thanks so much for the likes. Are you guys a subscriber? Are you guys a subscriber of the channel? Are you guys subscribers? Are y'all just jumping on my live? Do I have any subscribers here? The coat of many colors. So far, we have some orange and we have some green. Who can tell me Joseph's dad name? What was Joseph's dad name? Adding some red. Rook and Rojo. Rug Rojo. Hopefully I said that right in French and Spanish. Rug and Rojo. The color red. Joseph coat of many colors. Joseph had 12 sons. Is that correct? I mean, Joseph had 11 brothers. The dad had 12 sons. Is that correct? What was their dad's name? Ooh, that coat is looking nice. So I'm adding these many colors. I will check the comments as soon as I'm done with the red. Any subscribers on? Any of my subscribers on? All right, look at Joseph Coat. Look at Joseph Coat. What was Joseph's dad's name? What is Joseph's dad's name? And I'm moving on. Blue in French is bleu, I believe bleu, and Spanish azul. Blue azul. Adding some blue to Joseph coat of many colors. It's so good, God made it for us to have colors that we don't have to see everything in black and white. We have colors, which makes the world much more beautiful. So who knows Joseph's dad's name? We're down to 3 viewers. This coat is looking pretty. Yes, that's beautiful. Look at that. That coat is looking beautiful. Look at Joseph. Are you going to get some salad? Are you eating the salad? All right, we'll get off Joseph. Let me turn and let's see. Joseph, leader in Egypt. Years later, Joseph became a leader in Egypt. He forgave his brothers and welcomed his joyful father into his land. This is Genesis 46. Joseph forgave his brothers for selling him into slavery. Now we go on to baby Moses. In Egypt, all Hebrew baby boys were being killed. So Moses' mother hid him in the river. Pharaoh's daughter found him and raised him. This is now the second book of the Bible, Exodus. Look at baby Moses. Moses grew up and God gave him a big job. God gave baby Moses a big job. And this is one of the jobs right here, the Red Sea. Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt. When they came to the Red Sea, God parted the waters. The people walked right through. God helped Moses part the waters, and dry land was right in the middle, and the water actually became a wall, and the people escaped on dry land. When Pharaoh and his armies came, God put all the water back, and that army could not get through the Red Sea. The Red Sea. Any questions? Any questions? The Red Sea. The Red Sea from Exodus, which means exit. Exit, exit, exit. The Israelites exit through the Red Sea into the Promised Land. They were no longer held slaves in Pharaoh's army. God will bring us out of every situation that we need to be brought out of if we trust and obey. The Red Sea. So I'm not staying too long on any page, guys, so we could get through some of the biblical stories. So God's big rules. The 10 Commandments are God's big rules for his people. Moses brought them down from Mount Sinai. Even Moses, remember the baby that they tried to kill? Remember when he was a baby? They wanted to kill all the Hebrew baby boys. They tried to kill them all. But baby Moses' mom had put him in a river, and his sister found him. She was actually his sister, Miriam. She found her baby brother, and he was still able to be raised with family. And as Moses grew up, God gave him lots of rules and regulations to help be a part of God's kingdom. Like we all should be looking and doing God's will. Moses grew up and he helped save the Israelites from Pharaoh's army when he parted the Red Sea. Moses even gave the people the 10 commandments on stones. 10 commandments. The first stone had 4 commandments. The second stone had 6. And these were the 10 commandments given by Moses on Mount Sinai. Wow. And that is what we are here for, guys. We are here to do God's will. There is a purpose for your life. There is a purpose for your life. You're not here for nothing. God didn't allow us to be here for nothing. Look at Moses. Moses had some big jobs and big obstacles getting in the way. But he had God to help him. The same as we have God to help us. Any questions on Moses? As I color Mount Sinai. And you can find this in the book of Exodus as well. With Moses delivering the 10 commandments of God. The 10 Commandments. Do you guys know the 10 Commandments? Does anyone know the 10 Commandments? In simplest form, of course. In simplest form, The 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments. Can you guys hear me? I'm sorry, I had a phone call. Can you hear me? So I colored Mount Sinai. I ended up coloring that cloud. Look at that cloud. I got brown on the cloud. Brown in the clouds. Are you guys able to hear me? The sun is setting in the sky. Are you able to hear me? I'm sorry, I had a phone call. Please let me know if you're able to hear me. As I'm coloring the clouds over Mount Sinai, are you able to hear me? Someone please drop a comment. I am coloring my clouds like cotton candy. Lord, are you able to hear me? So this is Moses at Mount Sinai giving God's commandments. Are you able to hear me? Well, thanks so much for the 9 likes, guys. I'm not going to continue. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but I love you guys, and I just wanted to tell you guys you're never too old to pull out a coloring book. And it's always great to have one that reminds you of Bible stories. I hope you guys can hear me. I will get off this live if I do not get another comment. I will get off the live if I do not get another comment. And let's say the next minute. Here I was talking about Moses giving the 10 Commandments at Mount Sinai. All right, guys. Love you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for the likes.